What's up everybody? This is 13 with Superior Mobile ByThirteen, and I am coming at you today with this really killer headlight set that I just wrapped up for Dr. Scott. This is probably like, I don't know, I've lost track of how many builds I've done for this dude. This is for a 2005 Acura MDX. Not a very popular car for headlight retrofitting, since it is kind of a very bland, boring design. So we wanted to add a little bit of a spruce and a lot of performance and a lot of lighting upgrades. So this is what I came up with, this is what I built, and I'm super stoked with it. And so let me dive into what we did. So first and foremost, I've removed the amber reflectors from the side. Thankfully on these housings, all you gotta do literally is just remove a amber overlay and it leaves you this beautiful clear reflector that's inside the assembly. So that was actually a really simple modification that added a lot of visual bang for the buck. Then we'll talk about one single very large switchback strip along the bottom that runs the whole length and dies right into the edge there. And then we've got two switchback halos, both of which I believe are 80 mils. That one is mounted on the primary high-low projector, and the other is mounted on this auxiliary high beam projector, which is the High Lens 2.0 from Morimoto. Now, I don't know if you can tell from this particular image here, but the High Lens is trimmed out with a shroud, and that was actually fairly labor intensive, but I wanted to make sure that I added a shroud because it trims it out, makes it look like it actually belongs there, and then also it allows you something to mount that halo to. Then if we move over to our primary projector, this has been upgraded from a low quality halogen projector to a very high quality Morimoto MD2S HID projector, and as you can see, it does have the Acura lens etching on it for a little added flair. Now these projectors are running off of a 50-watt Morimoto ballast, and so we're gonna have gobs of light output and an incredibly powerful high beam out of that thing, as well as that auxiliary high beam from the High Lens. So overall, this is a really killer headlight set, and I'm really quite stoked to show it to you. Now I'm going to start showing this off with the white mode activated. Again, these are all switchback strips from Profile Performance, so they are extremely bright right now. Thankfully, my cell phone camera can handle the light output, and it just makes it look absolutely phenomenal. But me standing here, it's actually a little bit painful to stare at them. So as I've mentioned, they're all switchback products, so that means that they also have an amber mode, and these will either be tapped into a turn signal input so that everything will just blink amber with the turn signal, which by the way, the turn signal goes right in that location, or what I believe this client actually wants to do is actually just run amber running light mode all of the time, and that can be wired up so that all of this is amber, and when the blinker blinks, all of this will blink alternating with that blinker through a relay. And just for visual comparison, we've got one on white now and one on amber, and I don't really know what else there is to say about this other than like that's what it looks like, and it is super beautiful. Cool, let's get on to the headlight aspect of it now. Okay, so I've just plugged in the HID ballast, so we're coming up to temperature right now, which is why it looks a little bit blue, but it's eventually going to stabilize as a pure white output right around the like 5,000 Kelvin range. Yes, this is an HID system and possibly one of my last HID systems. I've been a huge fan of the Morimoto MD2S projector for quite a long time. It is my go-to de facto projector. However, unfortunately, behind the scenes, they have now changed the mold on this thing. It is now extremely similar to the G5 projector, so I may end up starting to make the transition to LED projectors, but till that moment, I am gonna still be absolutely in love with this projector output. This is what you should pretty much expect. You got a really big, beautiful, bright spot right in the middle, a nice sharp cutoff. And if you're noticing there's like a little bit of a rainbow effect there, because this headlight housing has this weird bulge in it. Anytime you've got a headlight housing that doesn't have a perfectly flat surface in front of the projector, you can see it's kind of got like that ghost halo right there. That causes a slight diffusion, and that's why we don't exactly have a single sharp line. It's almost kind of like a rainbow line there. All right, so we just kicked on the high beams. So now we've got the High Lens that's powered up, and the solenoid has dropped the shield for the projector there. And if we look up on the wall, you can see that beautiful hot spot, that square shaped thing there. That is from the High Lens, and then all of the light going everywhere, that is from the actual projector itself. So gobs of light output on the high beams. And voila, that is the build. Now this particular build I am mailing up to Canada, so I can technically do this build remotely, although I have have been trying to shift my business to be focused more on local clientele rather than shipping. And truth be told, that's only from a customer service standpoint. I like to be responsible for the installation. That way I can guarantee everything will be operational. However, if you are interested in a build for yourself for an Acura MDX or any other vehicle for that matter, my contact information will be located in the video description. There is a link to my website, there is a form on that website, and all build requests must be submitted to the form on that website. Pricing and product information for this particular build will be in the video description. So if you want to know how much this costs, be sure to check that out. Thank you so much for watching this video and looking at this latest greatest build from me. It's probably one of my favorite things I've made all year. I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy end of January. This is 13 with Superior Mobile ByThirteen. I will talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.